The updated 2020 Dietary Guidelines for Americans won't officially go into effect until December. Our next guest says that there are ways that we can begin incorporating the new recommendations into our diets now. An assistant professor of neuroscience at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine and visiting professor of health psychology at Princeton University for Americans. We have Dr. Nicole Avena joining us now to discuss the updates. Hello, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Can you please explain to us, to our viewers, what exactly are these dietary guidelines and why are they changing for 2021?
Yeah, so every 5 years we have an update in the dietary guidelines, and this is really based on the fact that we're constantly having new research and findings coming out that really can help to suggest how we might better take care of ourselves, how we might better eat and inform our nutritional decisions.
So these are some big changes that we expect to see happening when the guidelines are released. What's going to happen with the advice regarding sugar? What do these new guidelines tell us about how much sugar we should be consuming?
Yeah, so I think this is one of the big changes that'll be happening, and it's really for the better. Right now, the guidelines suggest that we limit our added sugar intake to about 10% of our daily calories, which isn't all that much. It's just a few teaspoons a day, essentially. But the new guidelines are going to bring that down even lower. And so we can expect to see the guidelines suggesting that we consume about 6% of our daily calories coming from added sugars.
That's really interesting. I know it's going to be a little bit hard for a lot of people, especially those that have a sweet tooth like I do. One of the biggest things coming out as the new guideline seems to be the emphasis on early life nutrition. What can you tell us about that? And also, what can parents do to make sure that their kids are getting the nutrients they need?
Yeah, so, this applies to young families and kids as well. Reducing sugar is important. One of the things that's really important is to make sure that we try to choose healthy snacks. And so I often suggest that people avoid snacks that have added sugars in them. And so something like freeze-dried fruit, like Krispy Kreme here, they make an excellent product that is really just freeze-dried fruit with no added sugar. So it's a great alternative, to keep your sugar intake down, but also to think about early life when we're thinking about what kind of snacks we want to give to our kids. And getting to early life, I think this is really one of the big changes that we're going to see is this emphasis on prenatal and early life nutrition, really focusing in on mom and baby and making sure that they're consuming all the nutrients that they need to live healthy and to, be healthy, because we know from the research so much is happening in terms of health outcomes, and that's dictated by what kind of food you're exposed to early in life.
Well, before we let you go, with the ongoing pandemic affecting millions of Americans, I know you showed some of the freeze-dried fruit there. That's something to have handy. If you just want to stock up on that, you can have it. You don't have to have fresh fruit at home. So how do you think they'll be challenged while trying to implement these new guidelines? And what tips do you have for those people?
Yeah, so I think it's tough, certainly, but there are things you can do to stay healthy. And I think, a couple of small things you can do are to think about maybe using nutritional supplements when you can't get access to, healthy foods as readily as maybe we have been in the past. So Vitafusion makes a prenatal vitamin that is really great because it's a gummy, and it's a great way to make sure women who are nursing and pregnant are getting all the nutrition that they need. For the little ones, Child Life Essentials makes a line of products that are supplements that are really geared toward infants and children. So these are specific products that are focused towards filling those nutritional gaps for our little ones. And then even for, cooking our family dinner, try to just make good choices. Think about, wholesome foods that are going to provide us with nutrition, but also be good for our bodies. In my family, we eat a lot of salmon, so Chilean farm salmon is really a great option. It doesn't have any mercury in it, no antibiotics, and it really gives you that powerhouse of nutrition that you need to stay healthy.
I love that you went through some of the new guidelines with us and also showed us some of the products there. Sometimes I feel people hear this information, but it's kind of hard to think how you would implement that. And you can see it on some of the products that you've shown here. We really do appreciate your expertise and your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.